Hello gang, Merlin on the mic. Today I'm bringing you another episode with a Blackbeard Theorycrafting. In these episodes we talk about Blackbeard and about all the meta decks and how can we construct a good deck, how can we construct a deck that is suitable for us, that will work for us, because in this game most of you, or most of us, me included, right? We just copy some decks from the internet, from other players, and then we do play it in the locals or in other tournaments, and then we're like, that's a winning deck. Why can't I win? What do I do wrong? And this is exactly here, this video series, so the goal of this video series, right? To make you understand what's the theory behind this game. What should we always do? What should we always consider, right? So in the first episode of this series we talked about so the fundamentals about Blackbeard, aka Marshall Dititz, this deck, and about the first meta leader, Shanks. How do we play against Shanks? What do we do? What should we be careful? What's our game plan? Which cards should we mulligan for? So things like that, you know. And we will do it for every single leader in this meta and also in the upcoming meta. If you play another leader other than Blackbeard, the thought process is like similar. So in order to be able to beat the meta, you need to know how the meta plays, what they do, what decks you need against them, and by using the cards that this game offers you, you can find, let's say, solutions to your problems, to the problems that are being caused from your opponents or from the decks of your opponents, right? Okay, so in this video we will talk about the second meta leader, and this will be Smoker, the red-green Smoker, which is in my opinion one of the best, if not the best leader that came up with the new OP10 format. And what this leader does is two things. So two things, that it has huge support from this OP10, from the cards, the new cards, right? So the two things that this leader does, like I said, first you need to understand your own deck, of course, your own cards, and then you need to understand your opponent cards. So what Smoker does is, on his turn, their characters with Navy or Bank Hazard attribute, they gain +1 key power. This is relevant because when you try to KO something using a swing, you need to mind that +1k. So if they have played, let's say, a character with 7k power and you try to KO him by swinging at this character, you need to think that this character has not only 7k, they have 8k if they have the attribute Navy or Bank Hazard. And the other attribute that they have, and it's like let's say a huge function, right? So they can activate this ability once per turn, their turn, and it says that if they have a character with 7k power or more, they set 2 dons as active. So they play a character, they use all of their dons, and if this character has like 7k or more, then they activate 2 dons. And of course that means that includes also the dons. So if they play like a Sansi, so this character that has on your turn +3k, this character has 6k on their turn, right? But if they attach 1 don to this card, then this character is a 7k character, and then they can activate main they can use their activate main and gain 2 dons, reactivate 2 dons. So keep that in mind when you play against Smoker. The good news is that this leader is a 4 life leader, and you are 1 life ahead of them, because we are a 5 life leader. Right? So let's see here some things about this deck. So what do they play? If we go to like a site, you can also go to fetch some lists that won with Smoker, and I did that. I will talk about some of these cards later, the extra cards that some or the deck cards that some of these players play. But the core list of a Smoker is like this one, right? So 80 or 90% of the cards will be these cards. So you have Smoker, you have Tama, that's a 2k, and they can also reduce the attack power of some character by 2k. Vergo is a searcher. Don Quixote Rosinante, annoying card because it's a blocker and they can also save a character from being KO'd. Then they have Monet, activate main, they just gain for free 2 dons that they have used, also annoying card. Baccarat, this card is not being played by every Smoker player, so in fact I think that I haven't seen this card in any players right now. But what this card does, it's on when we attack. So when obviously we are the opponent from Smoker, and when we attack them, they can trash 1 card of from their hand. So let's say the 1 brick, right? And 1 leader or character of theirs gains plus 2k power. So it's a blocker, right? And also has 1k counter. It's a really powerful card, especially if they want to be able to defend characters like the uses Captain Kid, right? So Sanjay, we talked about this card, also an overpowered card because on their turn it's like a 6k body. You attach 1 don 7k, they can activate their leader's ability, and on KO they draw a card. It's like our characters like Doc Q, like Van Aegir, and so on. TCG, one of the best cards of this format because it's like it sacrifices itself, but it does not die. You can just rest this character if the opponent tries to KO something with effects, or not only to KO, rather than also remove something from the field using effects. That means also this applies also by bottom taking things or by trashing things. So for everything, right? And this is always your main target. This guy or girl or whatever should leave the field immediately when it's played. If you don't manage to do that, then there's a 70% chance that you have lost, right? So Tony Chopper 2k blocker on opponent's turn, it's a 6k body, and of course with Smoker's ability, it's 7k body. Smoker, it's like a 7k body, has bunnies and activate main. You can activate 1 don as act, so you can activate 1 don. Such an overpowered card, especially in combination with the leader's ability. Hoodie Jones, we know this card. It has rush, and on play they can rest 2 of our characters, and of course that's an on play. So and they take 1 of their lives. But if we want to protect our birds, if we don't have enough counter to save them, we need to use our leader's ability to prevent that from happening, right? Because they can use Hoodie, take 1 life of theirs, and then swing to our birds. Like, let's say that we have baby birds with 5k attack power or 6k attack power. Our birds is dead. This is not good, right? Same thing with Ben Beckman. If our birds is like, I would say if they have only 7 don and our Burgess is like 7k, you don't need to leader ability. If our Burgess is like at 6k, I would leader ability there because they can trust your birds. And if they have 8 or more done, and you have a birds that it's not a 10k birds, I would also lead their ability. Why? Because they can use Otama, do a -2 to your birds. Let's say that you have an 8k birds, right? Not a 9k. Excuse me, that was a mistake. So from 9k and above, you're almost always fine. But if you have an 8k birds and they have, let's say, 8 ton, they can use Otama, reduce your birds to 6k, and use the Ben Beckman to trash your birds. So keep that in mind. Uses Captain Kid. It's like an 8k. This one becomes the 8k leader, and you also need to get rid of this card. You can do it either by first KOing these two annoying characters and then the kid, or you can just ignore it by playing and chaining your teachers over it, right? And of course, to protect themselves, they play most of the time Radical Beams plus 4k power, 10 layer Igloo. So Igloo, it's basically a 5k counter, so it's like plus 3k -2. It's so overpowered. And they can also use this Gum Gum Mole Pistol to KO something of yours, let's say with 7k attack power or less. Except of course, how's it called, the Jesus, he can be KO'd, right? So this is the list or the core list that the Smoker plays. They also use some decks. If we go to other sites and see, some of them play 9k Shanks, the green Shanks. Some of them play some of them play the 10k red Shanks, etc. So let's go back to the theory crafting here. So we have this leader, and let's see what do we do against such a leader. The problem here is, and we will talk about later on about it. If you use liberation, they have tcg, and they have Don Quixote Rocinante, and you can't get the full benefit of liberation. And even if it's a great card against decks like Don Flamingo, against decks like Smoker, it's almost useless if they have the right setup, right? So at first they will play the Revergo, they will play their Sanji, Monet, or this Baccarat, or Don Quixote Rocinante, tcg. How can you address these issues, these problems? By using Sirio at 4 Don, or by playing at 2 Don your Doku and 4 Don your Laboon, for example. Or of course, if you don't have this combination, at 2 your Doku, at 5 your Van Agur, and then you can KO something of that, right? How do you address the Tony Chopper? Tony Chopper is like black hole, instant black hole, or you can do, of course, the combination of Doku Laboon, or of course you can also use the combination of Doku and Van Agur, right? Let's take also the Doku here to make it clear, so it's that, or that. Of course, you can also use Sigan, right? That makes sense. Smoker or Carrot. I have also seen some lists running Carrot, but this is your main target. The two, or let's say the 3 key cards of them. This is tcg, this is Smoker, and it's of course their kit, right? So when you say the Smoker, you need to be able to answer that card. How do you do that? First, you have already have taken care of this card, and then while this card has been played, you either Sigan it, or you do Laboon and Doku, or you do a stronger and black hole. And this is why Laboon is, in my opinion, important in this meta, because if you have, let's say, Van Agur and Doku, you can't do anything. Or if you don't play this, and you have like a black hole, and you miss the stronger, then you can't do anything about it. If you don't have a Sigan, you can't do anything about it. So, in my opinion, the more tech that you have to get rid of such threats, the better for you, because it can open up the possibility to for you to go a step further towards the late game, where you can also win. So the other two cards that we need to be careful, it's like these two cards, right? So Hody and Beckman, we can't ignore them, because at the point that they will be played, we will be able to play, for example, our Burgesses or even our Teaches, right? But if you want to KO them, it's like the combination of either these three cards here, so -4, -3 KO, or you do a -3, -4, and then you use either a black hole or a sea gun. But like I said before, priority target this one, priority target is this one. And of course, you will see, if not 99% of the list, I think all of the lists, so if not 100%, 90% of the list will run the kids. What do you do against kid? You either KO it by using a combination of these cards here, so -3 with Van Iger and Seagun, Laboon and Seagun, or you just ignore it with Marcel Tits, and it's not a blocker anymore. But if they have a Rosinante on the field, or a Tasigi, you first need to take care of these little bastards. Because if you try to KO this big one and they have one of these two, they can sacrifice it instead, right? So everything that you did doesn't matter anymore. I have seen also lists play Sanks and Sanks, so these two Sanks, so yeah, normally we just stun lock them by using our teachers here. What do they use to defend themselves? I have seen Radical Beams, I have seen the Kamakura, the Glue, and we have talked about these two cards. I have also seen the zero cost event that they can throw a brick and gain +3 K power, right? And then this card can be used to KO something of 7k power or less. So everything except your teats and your birds. Their curve. So how do they play? Right. So like we said, you need to know the game plan of your opponent first. So they start with Virgo. If they see the searcher, then they go and play like Tasigi, Sanji, or sometimes I have also played against some of them that have also played the Rosinante. So let's add this card also here, right? So they play one of these cards. Then they go Smoker, then they go Hody, Ben Beckham, and so on. How do we start? We start by Dock Q, by playing Dock Q. You don't want to KO their Virgo with your Dock Q. Why? Because we want to keep our Dock Q in case we don't have a Sirio, or in case we want to use it to KO something that is important. Because if they want to attack us with Virgos, let that be. In that matter, we draw more cards, and we are not in such a bad position like we were in OP09. So, like we said, Dock Q, or if you don't find Dock Q, that's unfortunate. It is what it is. You can search with your This My Era, your Lafitte, and so on, right? Or play your states. Then at 4 Dawn, you play your Laboon or your Sirio. Best case scenario, you have a Sirio, you instant KO something that they have played. Right? If you don't have the Sirio, you play your Laboon, you KO something that they have played. At 5 Dawn, you go either Finger Gun at their Smoker, or you go Dock Q, Laboon into their Smoker. And then when they play this, you play your Burgesses, or you bring back your Burgesses with Kusan's help, and then of course you start chaining your Blackbeards. In a mulligan, you search for these cards here. if you play, of course, a list that contains these cards. If you play another list that does not have, for example, these two, you search for these two cards. So we search answers for that here, for their core, right? Some tips. Use your leader's ability for Beckman and Hody if you have to protect Jesuses. We talked about it before. If you have a Siriu and they don't play Tcg, you might want to consider keeping Siriu and play something else. You keep Siriu to instant KO Tcg. Or if you have two Sirius, you can play one and keep one for later on, for their Tcg, I repeat. Rosinante, he protects only rested characters from KO. So Rosinante can't protect a Tcg that is not rested, right? Keep that in mind. When to use leader ability when your opponent is at 7 or more dons, and only if you have low bursts and you want to protect them. Or of course if you're afraid of like a green Shanks or something like that. Other than that, you can just ignore their own play effects, right? Okay, guys, so this is from my part, the theory crafting when you play against Smoker. Again, the lists that I have at the moment, this is like the standard list that had the almost 95% of the Blackbeard players pre-ban, because Liberation was a thing. We have the Upstairs current list that he is playing at the moment, so he has dropped the docus and he has like a gameplay focused on the triggers. And of course, it's around his two main cards like Siriu and Purges. And I personally play at the moment still a list with Lagoon, and I have now added also two Vanagers, because I figure that sometimes Vanager is also not a bad idea, and you can bring him back also with Kuzan, and you can do some pretty nasty combinations with him, right? So we still play 4 series because I think that this is really important. We still play 4 doc queues. We might also consider reducing them. I'm not sure if we can play without doc queues, to be honest. But at the moment, I'm still playing the combination of like a control Blackbeard instead of focusing only to the Burgess and the Siriu. And yeah. So that's it at the moment. What we can do now is we can search, let's say, a Smoker. Maybe we can find a Smoker if we are lucky. If not, then we can just play one ranked game. Come on, is really no one plays Smoker at the moment? It seems so. So let's go to some ranked game, to a ranked game, and let's pray that that we will hit. Here's a Smoker. Oh yeah, and it's gone. Oh, and it's gone. Okay, I don't want to keep you here the whole day. This is the wrong Smoker. Okay, now. Alright, so we do have a Smoker here, let's see how we perform. So we lost the dice, that's unfortunate, and he goes first. That's exactly what they want, right? Let's open that as well and see here. Let's see the mulligan, guys. So we do have a Sigan, we do have a Laboon, we don't have like a how is it called, a docu, but it's okay because we have an answer for their and we have drawn also Siriu, which is great. We play This Is My Era, we get another Siriu, and we pass. Let's see also here the game plan. So their curve, our curve. So they play this and they go face. We will give them a Katarina. They will go again face. We will take that and we have a trigger. And we will take. What did we take? Oh, I want to see my. Never mind. I want to see my trust here and I misclicked, but it is what it is. Okay. So what we can do here, guys, is we can go 5k here and play Laboon. The next turn they are at 5, so we are okay. We don't need to use our leader's ability. And here comes the smoker. So here comes the smoker, and maybe they will also use. So you can see they take 1 from their smoker and 2 from the leader. Maybe they will also play here what's called the Tsigi. If they play the Tsigi, it's unfortunate because we do have to KO the Tsigi, but you can see now how strong this combination is, guys. So you can see what we can do here. So we can play our Siryu, we can KO their Tsigi, we can do a -4 here, we can play a Dokyu, we can KO their smoker. Just like that. Just like that. And on their next turn they are at 7, but we don't have any birds to protect, so I will not consider how it's called doing the outplay. So they KO or Dokyu and they play another smoker here. They play another smoker. Let's see if they have another Tsigi here to play. If they don't have, then it's okay. And they drew a Tsigi, but we are at 8, so we can KO the Tsigi. Oh, okay, they didn't play the Tsigi. So what we can do here, guys, is we can go like here, KO that. Then we can play our Jesus. We can go 5 to their life. We can go 5 to their life again. And I don't care about the Hodi, I think, or I do care about the Hodi. I think I do care about the Hodi at this point. And this is why... Actually, I don't want to care. You know what? I will risk it. I will risk it if they have Hodi, they have Hodi. Now they play another smoker, and now they will... most likely play also the Tsigi, guys. We will see, most likely see a Tsigi. We will take that. It's a Dokyu. It's perfect. And if we see a Tsigi, we also have exactly Tsigi, and we have a really nasty play here. So the KO or Siryu, it's okay, and you can see the combination, guys. Exactly the same. We play the Siryu, we play our Laboon. And just like that we KO their board, right? So we don't use our leader's ability here. We don't care. We don't have any counter. They will go to Laboon. I will give him my Laboon. Unfortunately, we don't have any. We can't do anything, but we get the tits, which is nice. Oh. And here comes the Shanks. Unfortunately, we can't save our, as he called, the birds. So what can we do here? We can either go for game. Or play our tits. And I think that we might wanna. You know, the thing is that if he has this this nasty, how's it called, this event, he does he takes a plus 3k power, and he does a -2 to my, let's say, to my leader. So what we will do here is, guys, we will go 5, and he does have this this nasty, let's call it event. Okay, so it's not a problem. It's not a problem at all. 10k, we have stunlocked the Shanks, so this was the right decision to do. Okay, he goes 13 here, and he might have another one. We will see about it. We will go 11, he takes, and then we will go like 15, and like that we won, guys. Like that we won. GG's, and this was it. This was it. You saw exactly how we play against smokers. So, and why this deck list here with Laboon and Tokyo and Siru is that strong against such a deck. So you saw you can go back and check the game again. He played the same combination 2 or 3 times, and we did exactly the same every time, exactly the same. And we didn't even use leader's ability even once. We didn't need to, right? Okay, guys. So this was the guide for today. I hope that you enjoyed the video. You can write me down in the comment section below what you think about this guide, the part 2 of the theory crafting, the Blackbeard theory crafting. What do you think about playing against Smoker and of course against Shanks? That was part 1, right? And we will keep building together. We'll keep building together. This currently the list that I'm running, but of course we will go through every single meta leader, and I hope that I will manage to do it also before the first offline regionals in London. So we will go there with let's say a list that's ready for every to go against every single deck in this meta. Okay, guys, this was it for today. Thank you all for watching. Peace, guys.